Good morning, boys and girls. Today we are going to read 3 different little poems about clever creatures. Clever means smart, and as you know, creatures are animals, so this is about smart animals. So how could these animals be considered clever or smart? Let's think. They can probably protect, get food, hide, do tricks, etc. Okay, so if you remember, we already read a story called Living Lights. And do you remember what all those animals had in common? What did they do to survive? Right. So the first thing we're going to read is called The Firefly. Okay, you're going to notice some things about the firefly in just a moment. But let's first discuss what we've already learned. Fireflies are known as lightning bugs. They're not actually flies. They're kind of a beetle with wings. A firefly's light is on its belly. An adult firefly is about half an inch long, and it only lives for about 2 months. And if I read this caption over here, it says fireflies use light to send messages such as come here or look out. Okay, so let's go ahead and read. The firefly. On August nights, the firefly lights blink on and off amongst the trees, but have no need for batteries. So you'll notice that nights and lights rhymes. Trees and need almost have the same endings, but not quite. But trees and batteries, right? They both kind of sound the same. So this just tells us that his little lights blink off and on. He doesn't need any batteries. The next one we're going to read about is called the Io moth. So the Io moth has mammoth eyes. Mammoth means huge or very large. They are not real. They're a disguise, right? Remember on his wings, he's got those spots. To ward off birds and other creatures like garter snakes and science teachers. So how do you know that this Io moth is a poem? So if you said, it's got rhyming words, you're right. That's what poems, a lot of poems have rhyming words. So like eyes in disguise, creatures and teachers. Okay, this little caption says, the Io moth's wings look like eyes. These markings scare away predators. Do you remember that word we used? Mimicry or mimic? The last poem is called The Diamondback Rattlesnake. Fork in front, rattle behind. The lump in the middle? Don't pay any mind. Scales up high, scales down low. The lump in the middle? You don't want to know. Diamonds above, diamonds below. The lump in the middle? A rabbit too slow. Youch. What do you think the fork in front is? Yes, if you think it's his forked tongue, you are absolutely correct. The rattle behind, right? This is his rattle. And this caption says, the sound of the snake's rattle tells other animals to stay away. Good idea. Scales high, scales low. Remember, snakes are completely covered in scales. The lump in the middle, a rabbit too slow. So I don't know if you know this, but snakes can basically disengage their jaws, swallow their prey whole, and then their body or their stomach has to break it down. Why do you think the illustrator drew the rattlesnake shaped the way it is? Okay, if you notice, it almost kind of looks like there's little bunny ears, right? Maybe he's trying to be funny to say, hey, look, the rattlesnake got a hold of a bunny right here. Pretty hilarious. It's like the whole bunny body. So practice reading those poems to yourself, and there is an activity to do